welcome to the Vogue Business and the Department for International Trade's Masterclass series on how to succeed abroad. I'm Kay Chitrakorn and I am the Retail and Marketing Editor at Vogue Business. Throughout the 5 episodes of this series, I'm joined by brands from fashion and luxury to discuss the basics of succeeding in a new geographical market. And for this week's episode, I'm joined by Caitlin Mockery, Sales Director at The Vampire's Wife. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Katie. Thank you so much for having me.
A pleasure. It's great to have you with us today. To get started, it would be really great to hear about how The Vampire's Wife approaches international expansion. How do you decide which regions to prioritize and which markets are currently high in importance in your list right now?
Yeah, well, when the brand originally began in 2016, as we're based in the UK, it was really important for us to approach an online retailer and also a bricks and mortar stockist. That was kind of the best way for us to really create a gateway for international expansion. So that was how we originally approached our wholesale growth. And then from there, we've really grown the brand quite organically. I would say initially we were approached by the US, Europe, Asia, Japan in particular was a really, really key, I think, partner in the beginning. And from that sort of initial process, we were then able to sort of hone in on where we needed to launch with key retail partners. We were actually presented with an opportunity in the very early stages with the US partner, Dover Street Market, to do like an in-store visual pop-up and display. And from that, it also helped to sort of really showcase our creative director, Susie Cave's vision and designs. And from that has really helped to expand the brand's name. So that was definitely something that helped us with our international growth.
You mentioned how partnering with Dover Street Markets. I take it you've decided to go with a partner instead of going into it alone. I love to hear how do you make the decision for each region?
Yeah, well, in the beginning, we actually partnered with an agency. With wholesale agencies, they often have such strong relationships with retail partners. And for us, we were able to sort of leverage those relationships and really help to build a strong reputation within the market. From there, we've actually now taken our sales and wholesale business in-house to further expand on our growth and also to really focus on the brand DNA.
And do you mind kind of expanding on that? As in, how do you know that was the right time to take it in-house?
It was a long-term decision. So we've, I guess, really been working within the wholesale industry since 2016, and it sort of came down to timing. I was approached by the brand to actually come and work with them in-house and really further, I guess, our growth. We have such a really true brand identity and strong DNA. And I think you really had to kind of know that in order to share it with other global partners. So that was just the timing was the right decision for us to make.
Caitlin, The Vampire's Wife also works with wholesale platform Dior. How did they benefit your expansion overseas?
So Dior, for anyone who may not be aware, is the fashion industry's leading wholesale platform. We partnered with them in 2020, so last year, sort of during the pandemic when the world was at a standstill. They effectively gave us an opportunity to kind of create a digital awareness and a digital experience for international retail partners to be aware of us as a brand and also just sort of help further connect us with new business opportunities. So having them as sort of, I guess, like a sales team that are external without sort of being involved in the brand, they've really been a support network for us, which has been incredible. One of the key questions I get asked in every sales meeting, whether it be in person or on Zoom, is, are you working with Dior? So it's sort of one of those platforms that not just brands are working with, but retailers around the world are working with as well. So I think just in terms of like your international growth, it's going to be a really, really key business relationship for anyone to kind of partner with in order to help them grow their business.
Who is asking you those questions? Are they other retailers, are your wholesale partners, or are they just other brands?
Do you know what it is? It's actually the buyers themselves. Like they'll walk into the showroom or you'll be doing things on Zoom and they will say to you, "Are you working with Jaw?" They all want line sheets emailed to them, or it's just sort of like there's a button that you can click in the platform that allows you to access everything straight away. That's the amazing thing about Jaw, is that basically they create all of your digital assets for you. So you've got the ability to create line sheets all the way through to taking orders straight through the platform. So for someone like me and my team, it makes our lives incredibly easy because everything is done and it's there and it's easy to access, not just for us as a brand, but also for all of the retailers.
And one quick additional question for you now that lockdowns are lifting and restrictions aren't as so strict worldwide. Uh, is there still value in continuing to work with them when again, like physical fashion weeks have returned, physical meetings have returned?
100%. I mean, since we began working with them, I would never look back. I might be a bit biased, but they have made my working day a whole lot easier, especially as a brand, with just the assets that they do create for you. It's incredible, the support network that you also get working with them. They have teams available to answer questions day and night. Also just in terms of like the buyers and now the department stores, a lot of the key department stores globally are working with Jaw, and they will only work with Jaw because it allows them to upload data real time in terms of, it makes everything easy for placing orders. Also for a brand receiving orders, you can kind of figure out what territories are interested in your brand. You get to see who's looking at your brand and also who might be interested in placing an order, and you may not have been able to meet them in a showroom because they can't travel. So if people are still not able to travel moving forward, having that digital presence is so important.
That's incredible. And what does your retail distribution look like today? How much of your sales comes from direct retail and online versus wholesale? I guess it's a two-part question. Like, what does it look like now? And what are your targets for the next few years?
Yeah, well, I would say because we are a UK based brand, obviously the majority of our business does come from UK retailers, whether that's wholesale or our direct to consumer customers as well. But in saying that, 31% of our overall sales does come from international accounts and customers. And we've also forecasted further growth over the next year and a half as well, moving forward. So targets in the coming few years, because we have seen such an increase in our international partners, whether that be through wholesale or direct to consumer, we have noticed that there is a huge opportunity for us to expand within the Middle East and also with Asian territories as well. Also with the increase in US partners, whether that be through our e-commerce platform or through wholesale interest. We do a lot of VIP dressing and also a lot of bespoke client requests, and a lot of those customers are based in the US. So with all of that kind of new interest, we've realized that the US is almost an untapped market for us at this point. So we're definitely focusing on expanding in the USA for the next year ahead. And like I said, also reaching out to the Middle East and Asian accounts.
And how do you approach hiring local talent, especially if it's a geographical market you're not, super familiar with?
Yeah, no, 100%. So everything is managed in-house. In terms of our team itself, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Vampire's Wife head office is based in Lewes, which is in East Sussex. And it's kind of this almost medieval town, which really suits, I guess, the brand name and vision and everything. So our atelier, our studio, our warehouse is all based there. In terms of sales team and all of that, it's all based out of the UK. We also do have some team members which are based in the US. So we're kind of slowly becoming an international fashion hub, but majority of the work happens with us in the UK. And it's really about making sure that we have the right connections, and talking to the right people and really focusing on networking in terms of sort of like how you can approach new partners moving forward.
So would you say has been the biggest learning for you since The Vampire's Wife expanded globally?
I would say the biggest thing for any brand is just really, really understanding your brand DNA inside and out. It's imperative to kind of finding your niche and securing your place within the fashion industry. For us at The Vampire's Wife, we've always really worked incredibly hard to champion Susie Cave's vision of what the brand is. And we make sure that with every project, whether that be a pop-up in store, a marketing event, a shopping event, customer event, we're really, really sort of championing Susie Cave's vision of the brand. Also, for international growth, it might seem really like little things, but understanding customs, working relationships, for example, whether a particular color is good luck, something like that is really, really important to understand when you're trying to expand your international growth. They all sort of come into play, especially for young businesses.
And did you have anything kind of further to add as well on how brands can leverage digital platforms again, such as Dior?
I mean, Jaw has been imperative to our business. It's a platform that's able to connect you with buyers and retailers across the globe. Working with them, you also get like real-time data information. You can take orders straight away. You can take orders in season. You can take orders out of season. It's effectively like having an external sales team, without them sort of like working with you full time. It's for us has been a really, really wonderful tool. And I don't think we could look back without partnering with Jaw.
Caitlin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great to speak with you.
Likewise, it was great to speak with you. Join us for our next episode where we will continue to explore how to succeed abroad. There will also be a full report that you can register to download at the end.